And here we are back at the school.
So we have the old silver medallion. And we can now put it in the clock tower too. But first, some more creepy grey children to dispose of. That's a good kicking. Oh, there you can see it open into the courtyard, yeah.
And I think enough said about that.
It was quite creepy, yeah. Because it's doing the very false positive thing, because you open it and it's just a cat. But then it gets... Well, I think the assumption is eaten.
Well, that's the thing that... Yeah, that's the implication, certainly.
Oh, right for the knees.
Yes, it's almost as if some slight repopulation has been going on. Except I'm not sure we've been here before.
No, he's took the other way around.
Oh yes, I see.
He's decided running around them doesn't really work. He's kind of go for your knees a bit too quickly.
It's also interesting how much Harry misses from a distance, which is quite nice to see in a video game, that Harry isn't a crack shot who practices on the range. Some quick housekeeping there.
So we now have the silver moon as well. And the clock time has also changed to 5 o'clock. And the last clue is the darkness that brings fire or something that wants you to go to the boiler room.
Yes. Basements being another area we
we just love to go in there in Silent Hill, yeah. So you got a jammed storage room.
And here we are in the boiler room. We'll keep a note of the way there's 4 valves there, and Harry quite sensibly says, shouldn't mess with these, don't know what they do. However, he will press the switch, which is more of a button, but there we go.
I think the assumption is a much more sensible one, that it's going to turn on the power or something.
I love the sound it makes when you turn it on. It sounds like a monster.
That's kind of like how I imagine big old boilers could sound. You can just pop straight back out.
I think it taps into the forbidden as well.
Yes.
Because of course when you're at school you're not allowed in the boiler room.
There's the whole school at night when no one's in there. You can go to a lot of the places that you're not allowed to go in schools.
So I quite like this as well. You climb into the clock tower, you climb down a ladder,
Yeah, there's a hidden underneath.
And then you walk through and then back up another ladder.
You can now hear sirens in the background, just faintly.
Where am I? Have I been here before?
So we seem to be back out in the same courtyard.
I don't remember this being here before.
But it's different.
And the music kicks in.
And our maps are now cleared. Because we have in fact crossed over to a different version of the school. A much darker, more grimy and industrial sort of version. With the floors that I really like, because you can see the walls just go down into sort of almost nothingness.
I love the giant bloody fan, that's great. It looks like it has bits of skin or meat or something hanging off it.
The walls kind of look like grim, grimy bits of skin as well. Or I think so. They also kind of look like metallic-y rusted things too. We've got another new enemy, which is a sort of big creepy crawly. Which is in the Silent Hill film as well, because they pinched a good couple of things from the game. Missing, of course, one of the key points of the main character, like you do.
Although the bugs in this don't have the faces of miners.
No, but you can see where they've got them from. I liked how one of those lockers back there was quite bloody.
Like two of them are.
It's a picture card with three sort of rectangles on one side and a key on the other.
We found out what that's for relatively quickly.
So we still have sort of all the same rooms, the classrooms, but they're now much more empty. Though they still have chairs in them, sort of arranged haphazardly. So it's probably quite a good use of reusing the same location but different.
That partition there is actually a door, and you can unlock that later.
Oh, a health drink. Always useful. Whereas that fence back there isn't a door because it doesn't have a big bar on it, I take it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can see they're different on the map as well. You have the squiggly line for the jammed doors, the doors you can't get through, and the things which aren't doors but are partitions which are new. And then you've got the thick red bar, which means it's a locked door. And if it's a door you can just go through, it's a double-headed arrow, I believe.
And, so far, there's been sort of more enemies in the other version of the school than the normal sort of grey version of the school. So it's more dangerous.
Certainly more dangerous. I like the detail of the corpses.
Yes, because you can kind of miss them.
Hidden in the walls up there. I think that there is another... Yes, there's more medical stuff down here. Now, do you remember that picture of a door?
That door exists.
Now it's real.
Yeah. And the actual door itself looks like the card we just picked up.
Okay, I'm glad you turned around there, actually, because I quite like the way that there's a sort of a settee strung up by barbed wire.
Not a door. No keyhole. Not even a doorknob. There's a slot. It's for that picture, because it is in fact a key.
So there was a picture of a door in the real world, and in the other world you use a picture of a key to open the real door.
Yes. It's very sort of a strange inner logic. It's rather quiet, kind of unsettling.
Now, take note that that was a longer loading time than usual.
There's a good reason for that. Because we're now on a different floor. Because that bathroom was in fact a stealth elevator. Or a lift.
Depending on how well you know it.
Oh, shotgun shells, which are nice and pink.
And of course, because we've picked up shotgun shells, we know the shotgun is here. In fact, we've already seen it. It was in the other room.
Yes, it was in the toilet that Scott entered and then left. And we can now pop back down. Which I think this is also another element that
Yeah. There was some text on that wall which said, Leonard Rhine, the monster lurks. Oh, it's gotten back up. And back down. This is quite interesting that even in the sort of the rusted, nasty version of the school, a lot of the rooms are still quite different from each other.
in the same way though, reused items.
Cheryl!
It was rather a quick reminder. You do have a daughter, that's what you're here for.
Yes, it's a continuing dangling of the carrot, I think. Oh, there's a corpse in there.
With all the toys as well, dolls
Yeah.
strung up too. It's very strange.
And that is all we have time for. We'll have to find out what on earth we need a fluorescent pink ball for next time.